Thank you guys very much for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get started and do a nice overview of what OmniMoney is all about. We are super, super excited to introduce this new product, this new program with you guys. But we can't do that without first introducing my co-presenters here. I want to introduce you to Sochi. She is here with us from the training team. She is providing us with all the material here and the resources. She's going to do an awesome overview of the program. And then, of course, we have Priscilla as well. She is here from the go-to-market team operations. She's handling everything. She's going to tell us all about some very specific items that are super excited about the program. And then, of course, I'm here with you guys. I'm Henry. I am with the retailer success team, and we're going to help you today understand, get a grasp of what OmniMoney is all about, and then set you guys on the way to get you ready to actually selling and start talking to our customers about what OmniMoney is all about. So without further ado, why don't we get started and let's go over the agenda here. And again, like we said, we're going to talk about what OmniMoney is all about. We're going to talk about some of the resources, a lot of the resources that we have available for you. We're going to talk about the benefits of OmniMoney. We're going to show you how to set up an account, which is awesome. You're going to be able to discuss that with your customers. Of course, we're going to talk about how to pitch the program, and then the remittance, which is a huge part of this new initial phase out rollout here. We're going to talk about that, and then of course a wrap up and an opportunity to give you some time to ask questions. So let's fire it up, Sochi. Let's talk about what OmniMoney is all about. So guys, in a nutshell, OmniMoney is our first introduction into the market here, and is our Boost Mobile digital banking platform. We are going to introduce a feature-rich experience for our customers with a banking application of their own. We're going to show them digital and physical ways of how they can access their money. We're going to show you also why this is important, right? Guys, this is a huge revenue stream opportunity for the company and for our dealers. We have a $100 billion opportunity out there that we want to dip our toes in. We want to see how much of that money we can bring over to our dealers into the company. Why is this a good opportunity for us, you may ask? Well, the reality is that 30% of our Boost customers right now, this very minute, they don't have a bank account. And 60% of our customers right now don't have a credit card. Those numbers are probably not shocking to you. You deal with our customers on a day-to-day basis. And this is why, right, having this huge opportunity out there and having the opportunity to serve our customer base and to provide them with a bank account, with an ability to have a credit card, that's a win-win for everyone. Why is it also a win-win for you guys? First of all, it's a very low labor, zero investment upfront opportunity. There's no products to purchase. Customers sign up for this program on their own, right, in their own device, and right, we are able to service them right within our stores. We can take cash loads right within ePay, and we're going to show you how. So guys, this is a little bit of an overview as to what OmniMoney is all about and why it's important. But let's talk a little bit more about it. We said it's going to be a feature-rich digital banking platform for our customers, and it's also going to be very, very simple for them to join. First and foremost, there's no credit checks. So our customers are going to love that, right? There is no need for Social Security. Our customers can sign up with a matricula and an ITIN number. And of course, those customers who have a social can use that as well, right? They're going to be able, right, to do a number of things with this application. One of the ones that is very important to our customers is being able to send money to different countries. Right now, we have the ability to send money to Mexico right from the app. We're going to be able to do that within a few minutes, within a few steps, and Sochi is going to show you how to do that. And of course, we're going to have the ability to integrate that account with Google, Apple Pay, and any and all e-commerce platforms that are out there. Our customers are going to be able to directly deposit their checks. No more asking our customers or them having to go to a check cashing place anymore. They can do that right through their phone, right through the app, and that's a huge benefit for them as well. They're going to be able to write a picture and do a photo check deposit right from their homes is going to be amazing for them to do. Another ability that this is going to bring is the ability to withdraw money. We have a network of 50,000 plus locations nationwide where they can withdraw that money through an ATM. So very simple, very straightforward, feature-rich experience, right? That's going to be able to free our customers from having to go to different places to do their banking. They can do it right through their device. All right, so guys, with that, I gave you a brief overview of what OmniMoney is all about. We're going to go into a couple more things in detail, but before we do that, let's talk a little bit about the OmniMoney resources we have created for you and are available for you right now. Sochi's is going to go over a few of those.
All right, thank you, Henry. So you kind of had you have a brief overview of what the actual product is. Now we want to be able to show you where you can access all of the content, all the resources that are associated with OmniMoney. This is going to help you get really familiar with the program. It's going to get you a little bit more confident when it comes time to pitching with your customers. And as you guys are all familiar with the sales portal as it is with accessing a lot of the content that we have there today, it's no different with OmniMoney. So we have created a step action guide that gives you a full rundown of what the program entails. So inside this guide, which we'll go through here in just a minute, it includes a table of contents. This table of contents has hyperlinks, and they will take you directly where you need to be within the guide, making it incredibly easy to use and taking you where you need to be without kind of sifting through to see where everything's at. There's also an overview page. This overview page gives you all of the little nuances, all the little details that you need to understand and definitions with the program. And then there's also step actions. So it gives you a complete walkthrough of what our customer will see when they sign up for an OmniMoney account. I just want to be very clear that this is really a hands-on with the customer. So when it comes time for them to create an account, they will do it themselves. The step action guide is really there in case they have any questions or they come up against a barrier. You can quickly reference to help them through the process if you need to. You can find this guide on the sales portal under resources, Boost products, in Omni by Boost mobile folder. And I'll walk you through exactly where to find that here right now. So let's move over to the sales portal real quick. So I have that pulled up. You'll just sign in like you normally do. And you're all familiar with this page. So from here, it's not yet a quick link, but eventually it will be. So for now, after this call today and you want to check out the step action guide, you'll go to resources. You'll scroll down to Boost products. And inside Boost products, you'll see there's many subfolders for all the products that we offer. So if there's anything else that you want to learn outside of OmniMoney, be sure to check this out because it does have a ton of information with some additional step action guides as well. You'll scroll down to where it says OmniMoney by Boost Mobile, and you'll click on it, and it'll include our OmniMoney Boost one-pager that gives you another overview of the program, our step action guide, and onboarding instructions. That's mainly for the dealer owners and partners of their locations. So really, you can just focus on the Boost one-pager and the step action guide. So let's pull up the step action guide real quick so that you can get familiar with what it looks like. So as I mentioned, we included a table of contents. This table of contents has everything that's embedded in the guide, and it also has hyperlinks. If you hover over the hyperlink, it'll take you directly where you need to be. So let's take a look at the glossary. So the glossary is going to have terms that when you hear us talk through some of it, it may not sound familiar. This is a way to give you a definition on the things that you may not be familiar with. So when we talk about an in-store cash load, in-store cash loads are completed in an OmniMoney approved Boost mobile location. They are essentially deposits that you're going to collect and add them in ePay. It would be just like you were taking a Boost mobile payment to an account. If you have Cox Internet, Straight Up Internet, or Comcast, you click on the tile and add money to those accounts. It's almost the exact same with OmniMoney. So when you hear us refer to in-store cash loads, we're essentially saying it's a deposit into a customer's account. There's also something called a loading processing fee. When a customer completes an in-store cash load in an approved Boost mobile location, there will be a $2 fee associated with that. Now, when we start the program, the good news is we're going to be waiving that, so you won't have to, the customer won't be charged for that. But in the future, it's gonna come in handy to understand what a loading processing fee is, and that's explained here too for your reference. One thing that we're really going to be focusing on at the launch of this program is international remittance. Now, if you're not familiar with the term remittance, a remittance is basically a money transfer done from one country to another. So as Henry mentioned, one of the amazing features that this application has to offer is the ability to send money from here to Mexico, and that's done from account to account. And then we also have a remittance fee. There's a remittance fee. Again, another thing that we're going to be offering at the start of the program is that fee will be waived. But normally there would be a $3.50 fee that's charged, and it's called a remittance fee. So again, just become familiar with the glossary here and some of the terms that you may not be familiar with today. Next is the overview. So this has an overview page, as I mentioned, of just the little nuances that are part of the program that you definitely want to be familiar with. So when you do receive all of the OmniMoney merch in your store, one of the things that you're going to be receiving is a flyer that has a QR code. If the customer is interested in creating an account, they can just easily scan that QR code, and it'll take them to the application for them to download it and set up their account. There's also going to be ways, as Henry mentioned, to add money to a customer's account. You can do it through direct deposit. You can transfer from one account to another. You can make a cash deposit in a Boost Mobile store, and you can also take a mobile check. You can do a mobile check deposit. So if somebody writes you a check, you can take a picture of the front and back and deposit it directly from the app. There's no minimum balances. There's no minimum monthly fees. And I've also included here, as you see, there's a hyperlink. So if you wanted to know any additional fees or fee schedules or anything that's associated with an OmniMoney account, you can click here and it'll take you directly to that within the guide. If you want to know any more about remittances to Mexico, you can click on this hyperlink and it'll take you directly there as well. Another thing that we had mentioned too is that you have access to the digital banking app, but once the customer does a $25 deposit to their account, they will actually receive a physical debit card in the mail. So that's definitely a big perk, especially if 30% of our customers don't have a bank account today. That would definitely be something that could help them, make future purchases, set up any e-commerce like your Venmo, your PayPal, your Apple Pay, things like that. And then it also covers the load fee. I won't go through all of the details because we just covered it. And then lastly, there's no overdraft fees. So that's a huge benefit to our customers as well. If they don't have anything on their balance, then they just can't use their account or their card. So there's no fees involved with being overdrawn like it would be a traditional bank account. Lastly, there's another page in here that talks about the mobile app and things that you can do. I just went through those, but again, if you want to know more about it, again, you can become familiar with this within the guide. We're also going to have an OmniMoney remittance offer, as I mentioned, when we launch this on the 17th. So any customer that's a Boost Mobile customer, whether new or port, and they're on the $60 plan, they'll get free remittances to Mexico. They're allowed one up to money transfers up to $250. So one a month, it's valued at $3.50. If we have an existing customer on that plan, they would qualify as well. And I just want to mention that it's on the BTN network only. So again, this is here for you to review, and it'll be on the sales portal for you to reference back. Now let's talk about opening up an OmniMoney account. So again, I just want to preface that the customer will be the one to complete the application. This is solely here for your reference in case a question comes up, or you just want to be familiar with what a customer would see. So before a customer begins, as I mentioned, they can scan the QR code or they can download the app from their app store, whether it's iOS or Android. And before they begin, they'll need a few pieces of information. They'll need a valid email address. They'll need a photo ID, whether it's a driver's license, state ID, passport, or matricula, because they'll have to take a picture of the front and back of that. They'll need a physical address because once they make that $25 deposit, that's what we'll use to send the card. And they'll also need a phone number. It must be a mobile phone number. They cannot use a landline. And again, this number will be what we pull up in ePay to make that cash load to their account. So I'll just kind of really breeze through these, because again, it's more for your reference. You can reference this back at your leisure if you want to become familiar with it. So let's skip over to the money remittance. So international remittance. Again, this is going to be something that we're going to be hyper focused on. It's going to be a benefit to the customers that are currently in your market today, to give them another option to send money to their family, friends, and loved ones in Mexico. So OmniMoney customers, they can send the money, as I mentioned. If you want to be familiar with any remittances or any details there, again, here's another hyperlink that you can click to. It'll take you directly to that page in the guide. I had mentioned that they'll need a few pieces of information when they create their account, but also too, when they send somebody money to Mexico, there's going to be some information that they need as well. To create an actual recipient in the mobile app, it's super easy. Only takes a couple minutes, but they will need that person's first and last name. They'll need their banking information, and they'll need their address. Because as I mentioned, it's a bank-to-bank transfer. There is no in-person cash pickup for this. So it's going from one bank to another, and it can take up to 5 business days for that recipient to receive the remittance. Also too, I know that another key component to sending just money, no matter if you're sending it through MoneyGram, Western Union, or through a currency exchange, the remittance amount and the fees associated are incredibly important. The great thing about this app is once you create your recipient and you're about to send money, you can see here, and I just put an example here of what the exchange rates will be, and they're in real time. So you just put in the amount that the customer will put the amount that they want to send, and then it'll verify and it'll show the exchange rates here. Now the app does have a daily remittance amount of $1,000. So that's the maximum amount they can send per day, and they have a maximum monthly amount of $10,000 through the app. So again, this just will show you that exchange rate, which is probably important to know, especially if a customer is interested in what that looks like. If the customer doesn't have any sufficient funds in their account, they will not be able to send money. So they'll need to make sure that they have the correct amount in their balance in order to send that remittance in full. Once they have that all set, they'll just click confirm and send, and the remittance will be initiated. So it's pretty straightforward, very simple, only takes a couple minutes. And also too, if you have any other questions that may not be answered in the guide, here is another hyperlink that'll take you to additional FAQ page as well. And that's it for the guide. We also have how to take ePay cash deposits. As I had mentioned, when you're doing cash loads in store, there'll be an OmniMoney tile. Once your store location is approved to take cash loads for Omni, you'll see the tile in ePay on the dashboard. You'll put in the customer's phone number that's associated with their OmniMoney account. You'll confirm however much you want to put on their account based off of what the customer tells you. You'll complete the transaction. And again, at the start of the program, there will not be a processing fee, but once that promotion's over, there will be a $2 fee incurred that will be taken directly from the customer's balance. I know today you're really familiar with if you're taking a Boost Mobile payment to a Boost Mobile account, you'll process that $4 and take that $4 from the customer in store. But for OmniMoney, that's directly deducted from their balance. So if a customer wants to put $50 on their OmniMoney account, then that $2 will be deducted, and then they'll have a $48 balance. So just be aware of that and make sure that the customer is aware.
Sochi,
Yes.
can I just add one thing to that? So
Yeah.
the good thing is they just built this, so it's in play. So by the time our 1 month free offer is concluded, what's going to be great for everybody on this call, there is going to be a little drop down within the web pause letting you to notify the customer, hey, would you like to collect the $2 fee in advance? Yes or no? If not, then you'd have to educate, to Sochi's point, let the customer know it's going to be deducted from the deposit. So it's just a quick reminder for you folks, because I know everybody's so used to of the $4 payment fee that automatically generates, but we're loading something in there to provide you to offer the customer whether I take it now or get the deduction.
All right. Thank you, Priscilla. That's great information to know. And then you'll just complete your transaction. You'll download it to POS, and then you'll print a receipt, and you'll be good to go. I do want to say that daily cash loads, there is a $1,000 per day cap. So if the customer in the event has got to that point, then there will be an error that you'll see here in ePay, and you'll just advise the customer to come back the next business day and they'll be able to do their cash load. And that sums up the guide. Again, there's a lot of detail. Use the table of contents that includes the all of the items that are within the guide. Use the hyperlinks. It has all the information that you'll need at your fingertips. But again, if there's not anything in this guide that is not in here that you have a question to, you can always reach out to us and we'll be happy to help. And now I will go back to our presentation and pass it over to Priscilla, where she will cover our OmniMoney account setup.
Okay, thank you, Sochi. So Sochi did such a phenomenal job. Some of the items that I'm going to review with you right now, you've already heard, but there are a couple of things I want to point out. So each store is going to receive a flyer with a unique QR code that has the location's information. The QR code is used for any non-cash loads. For example, somebody that's looking to deposit a check or perhaps set up their account with direct deposits, that's when you want to make sure you have the customer scan the QR code. I will say as a best practice, it doesn't hurt to scan the code anyway. Now, let's talk about the customer that has the $25 in hand and looking to open their Omni account. You'll just need to download the Boost mobile app the Omni by Boost mobile app directly on the phone and have the customer create their account setup. So some of the things that they will need, again, a valid email address, a photo ID, that's driver's license, state ID, passport. It doesn't need to be a US passport. So for our customers that have the Mexico passport or any other country, that's okay, or the matricula. And one thing that is needed here that we didn't point out is an ID as well. The other thing that is required is the customer's phone number. It needs to be a mobile number, and we cannot use the customer's landline. So those are just a couple of ways of how you can set up the customer's account, and depending on what they want to do. Again, there are a couple of terms that Sochi mentioned that you're going to hear throughout the presentation of, okay, what do they mean by cash loads and non-cash loads? So cash loads, again, are all those transactions that we mentioned, direct deposits, money transfers or checks. Cash loads are the ones that you guys are taking the cash in store. So that's all that is needed for account setup. And I think the next portion goes back to Henry. There you go.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Yeah, very important with that QR code, right? This is going to be a great way for us in the future to send out reporting and to give you guys credit, right, for those conversations you have, even if that customer does not make their first cash deposit in their store, in your store, right? So make sure you scan those QR codes if the customer's not doing that in your store. All right, let's move on to pitching OmniMoney, guys. Like we always do, we like to create some pitches for you. You guys are the experts. You guys are dealing with our customers every single day. So you guys will come up with your own, right? You guys are going to make these your own. You guys are going to take some of these points that we brought up for you, and you're going to create your own pitches, and that's okay. But here are some that we created for different or for some specific situations, right? What we did here is we asked some questions or made some statements to break the ice and then lead you on to pitch or to talk about OmniMoney. So the first one was, hey, Mr. Customer, are you paying with a debit card or a credit card today? That's going to open up the door, right? If the customer says yes, perfect. Even if they say no, you can then move on and say, hey, did you know that you can set up an OmniMoney by Boost mobile account? You can use this card anywhere debit cards are accepted. And the best part is that a credit check is not required to sign up. You can also use this card to pay your Boost mobile bill and save $4 when you set it up as an auto pay, right, option in your account. Very simple, very straightforward. You're breaking the ice, and you're for any of those customers who are paying with a credit or debit. Another option that we have for you is this. You can say, hey, I can help you file your Boost Shield claim, right? How many customers come in and then run into the issue that they cannot do their claim because they don't have a credit card? Credit card is required. Well, now we have a solution, right? You can say, in order to file your insurance claim, we will need a credit card or debit card. Do you have one that we can use? They say no, right? We can immediately say, well, we can help you pay your deductible by using the OmniMoney banking app. It is very easy to set up. And once you use it to pay the deductible, you will get your new phone, your new device as soon as tomorrow. Best part, again, is that a credit check is not required to sign up, right? This is a great option, guys, to take care of that customer before they leave and get them going with OmniMoney and get their insurance claim set up. We got a couple more for you. Another one is this. It says, hey, do you usually pay your bill using your credit or debit card? They say yes. You can move on and say, hey, did you know that you can set up an OmniMoney account and use it to pay your Boost Mobile bill? You will save $4 when you set it up to pay your bill automatically. And the best part is that a credit check is not required to sign up. Right? Again, opening up the opportunity for you to pitch OmniMoney for those customers who usually pay their bill using their credit card. If they say no, right, we can say we have good news. You can save $4 when you set up an OmniMoney account and use it to pay automatically every month. Best part, again, is that no credit check is required. All right. The other one you have here is, hey, do you ever make international calls to your family in countries like Mexico? They say yes. Right? We can say, hey, do you also send money back home? With our OmniMoney digital banking app, you can skip the trip to the store and send money to your family members 24/7 right from your phone. Again, the best part is that a credit check is not required to sign up. You see how we're using certain questions, we're breaking the ice, and then we immediately move on to introduce OmniMoney to help them resolve some of those issues that they might have, or to make their life easier without saving them a trip to the store or without having to go somewhere else to do any remittances or to get a credit card to do to file a claim through insurance, right? So these are a few of the pitches that we've created. You guys are going to go through, you guys are going to trial them out, create and be experts and create your own. But here are some of the important pieces. Keep in mind, the one thing that I kept repeating was the fact that this account, our OmniMoney account, does not require any type of credit checks. That is super important for our customers. And I think we're going to put a lot of minds at ease, right, once we tell them that. So Chip, what do we have next here?
Henry, we might want to pause because it looks like we have a question out there.
Awesome. Yeah, what do we have?
And if you want to unmute yourself. See the hand raised. Is it *6 to unmute if there's too many people?
I don't believe so. I think that they should just be able to unmute.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can put your question in the chat if you'd like.
Mm-hmm. We'll get back to you, Anna. We have some time at the end to answer some questions, but be sure to put that in the chat. If not, unmute yourself whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right. So we'll move along. So let's talk a little bit more information about international remittance. So the one thing that makes OmniMoney very unique is that the customer is able to send remittance from the app to Mexico specifically, and only Mexico right now. Now, further down the line, I'm going to say there's soft whispers, okay, that maybe we might have the capabilities of doing something else, but right now it's just Mexico. So a couple of things that you'll need to know. Again, the money transfer is only to Mexico and can only be sent and received through a bank account. The customer will need to collect the other party's routing number and also their savings or checking account number in order to do the transfer, due to the fact that there is no in-person cash acceptance. So I know a lot of us are very familiar with Western Union. We can walk into a location that supports that, and I can go in, send money to Mexico. Then the other party on the other end can go in again physically into a location and collect that cash. That's not the way Omni works because it's a clearly digital application, okay? This will take, again, 5 business days to receive the funds. So when we're talking about business days, no weekends, and obviously exclusion is any type of holidays. Now, it doesn't mean it will always take 5 days. It can take up to 5 days depending on who the other parties are banking with, right? The other part that everybody needs to be aware of is the daily max cash of 1,000, and then the other max cash, the max amount of 10,000 monthly. So those are a couple of really important components about international remittance to Mexico. The one thing that we did hear Sochi say a little bit earlier was about a free remittance offer. So we are starting to finalize. There are a couple of tweaks that we need to do to that offer. So more to come, but at least we've given you kind of a glimpse of what we're working on. But we will have a better set in stone program for you, definitely, and hoping, fingers crossed, by either Monday, which is when we're looking to launch OmniMoney. So more to come with that offer. And I think that's it for me here. Okay, so let's talk about resources. So we have the OmniMoney website. There it is, direct link. We have our FAQs. So if there's any type of questions there, frequently asked questions, some of it might be some of the items that we just discussed today. And then the nice thing is there's a virtual assistant. So sometimes there might be a question you're not too sure about, and maybe you can't get in contact to somebody that can assist. We've used this tool internally to get some of our answers, and then you can probably pop in the question there and get an answer for what you're looking for. Next slide. Okay, so next steps. So what is, like I said, in one of our other discussions about how things are going to be set up for you guys with the merch flyer, that is coming, right? So you should be receiving a flyer and brochures coming to you soon. The other thing that's really important for everybody to do is to take our AML training that is located under the required courses in Boost You Learning. So I know the Boost You Learning is kind of a new tool versus our previous tool. If you can't remember your logins, you can please reach out to your local account executive or the ISM, and they can assist you with that. We also will be sending out, and it's attached here, feedback. So I think it's really important. This is a very new program for us. So just to give you a little history, and I'm sorry, Henry, if you did mention this already earlier, is that right now we only have one partner with 8 locations that is Omni approved in the Denver, Colorado. So now you guys are a very unique crowd that we've invited to say, hey, we want you to participate in this. And feedback is very critical for us to know, how's the program going? What are some of your best practices, right? So Henry talked about a couple of pitches, but maybe you figured out something to close that deal with not only with the new customer signing up, because they're going to walk and want to sign up for Boost Mobile, of course, but then layer in the OmniMoney part. So if you got a pitch that works for you, please throw it in the feedback form, because that's helpful for us as well. And the other thing is here, we will be contacting everybody once the doors are approved. Right now, many of you guys on this call are still going through that process. There are things that the owners are submitting paperwork, but we will let everybody know when your location is ready, Omni approved. And the best thing is that you're going to see the tile also in ePay letting you know, hey, my store is Omni ready. I'm good to go. I can start talking about this. But to make sure there's no gaps, we will be notifying you when that is happening as well. And I think that's it for me, Henry. Next slide, just in case. Yep, there you go.
I'm here to open up. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you very much, Sochi. Fantastic job going over this. Guys, we get it. This is a new program, right? We understand, right? You're so busy on a day-to-day right now with core business. We understand, right? However, guys, this is a great opportunity to bring more traffic into your doors, right? To target a whole new customer base, right? That once they hear that OmniMoney is available in your stores, they're going to be coming in. So we hope to bring more customers into your store and allow you to turn them into more sales opportunities. So thank you guys for that. I know there were some questions. I don't know if Anna made it back or not. I see her. I don't know if she was able to unmute herself. while she does that, do we have any questions from anyone else?
Hey, Henry, I had a quick question.
What's up, Tom?
Is this something that customers will be able to use with any type of like device financing that we're going to do?
Absolutely, right? Think about the opportunities this is going to open up, right? The customer's now going to have a banking application. They're going to have a physical card that they're going to be able to use. So not only with, helping them with their insurance claims, but think about any other device financing options where they need a credit card. This might be something that they can use. Good question. Kayla has a question.
Hi, yes, I was like a really focused and like determined on watching like this whole thing, but out of nowhere, like I got a flat tire, so I ended up at Discount Tire trying to hear you guys. I couldn't even hear you, so I walked to Starbucks. Missed like most of it, but I did catch the part where there's like resources. Would that have a recap of like everything you guys went over as well?
Exactly. The SAG is there already. We already have a step action guide that we went over. And the best part, we're recording this call. So
Okay, that's awesome.
no problem. All right. Any other questions that we see? All right, guys, listen, we understand you're not going to become experts off of one call, right? But you know where to find the resources. You know that we have a very extensive step action guide for you. We have some other resources. We have a one-pager. All right, guys, we're super excited about this program. We're super excited to have you be part of this program as well. My team is going to go out and we're going to go out to your doors, right, when this thing launches, right, into your stores, and we're going to be side by side. So we look forward to being with you. So any questions, any problems, anything else that you might have, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And we look forward to seeing you guys early here, hopefully in the next few weeks. We want to give you guys a few more minutes back in your day if you don't have any other questions. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.